All right, guys, nothing induces gene expression on a Y chromosome more than grilling a steak. So we're gonna go ahead and be men today, and I'm gonna show you some tools that will make you be able to grill the perfect steak, and we'll give you some tips along the way. All right, now you don't need a grill like this to grill a great steak. Most of my life, I just used a regular charcoal grill, actually. But this is a Traeger Woodridge Pro. This is about as good as grills get. This is a pellet grill. You can smoke with it, you can grill with it, you can use your phone. The app on the phone will allow you to control the grill remotely from anywhere. So you don't have to go crazy, but I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering about the grill itself. That's what that is. All right, what we're gonna do is going to apply to any grill though, whether you got gas or charcoal or a pellet grill. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do, we got to get our grill up to temperature. I like to be somewhere around 385 or so. This is going to settle down to that in just a minute, so we might as well go ahead and grab our steak. All right, that is a steak. So what we're going to do is get our grill open here. We're going to use some of this Pam Grilling. This is a high temperature grilling oil. We're just going to spray the grates down just a little bit. This is so that the steak doesn't stick to it and tear the meat and ruin our presentation. All right, we're gonna set it right on the grill there. All right, that's pretty thick steak, so we're gonna need some time on that side. I wanna go ahead and go maybe about 10 or 11 minutes for that, and then we'll rotate it a bit. In order to time that, there's all kinds of ways you can do it. My grill will do it through my phone. But if you want, you can also use something like this, which is a combination instrument. This is a SearPro remote thermometer system. So this not only will, of course, allow you to set a timer, but also you can set a probe into your food and it will set an alarm when that temperature is reached. The nice thing about the SearPro here is it actually has 4 outputs, so you can do 4 different temperature probes and set 4 different alarms. So if you're cooking different types of meat or different types of food, different thicknesses, some people like their steak rare, some people want it medium well, and you can adjust for any condition with this. All right, so that timer right there indicates that we have expired about 11 minutes. So what we're gonna do now is just take our steak and we're just gonna rotate it. The reason for this is it's to get the grill marks to create that hatch pattern. Now, a couple of things you guys might be wondering here. One of them is why I didn't sear the steak. So we're actually gonna do a reverse sear on here. The thing is that on a pellet grill, you can't really do an effective sear. We have a trick for that, and we'll show that when we finish cooking the steak. The second thing is you may wonder what the prep for the steak is. When you've got a really good cut of meat like that, all you need is salt and pepper, nothing more. You got a really good cut of ribeye, New York strip, tenderloin, salt and pepper, nothing more. If you've got something like flank steak or brisket, sure, you can marinate or put barbecue sauce, whatever. But on a really good piece of meat, just stick with the salt and pepper. You want to enjoy the flavor of that really good cut. All right, now that we rotated our steak, we're going to give it another 10 minutes. This is just based out of experience. If you've got a standard 1.5, 2 inch thick cut, 7 minutes is all you're gonna need on that first side. All right, it smells amazing. We're gonna go ahead and flip our steak now. See our nice grill mark pattern that we created there. Also, we got some corn on here. You can actually just put this corn on just plain straight as it is right there. Cook it for like 30 minutes or so. Just get it really hot and it'll be delicious. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and enter our meat probe. We wanna try to get it right into the thickest part of the meat, into the center. Right about there. I like to position the probe so that the meat kind of protects from the heat off the grill, so we get a more accurate reading right there. All right, again, that's where your digital thermometer will come in handy. However, I'm able to just run right off of my Traeger app. We got 67 degrees. We got a long way to go to cook this thing, so we'll come back in a bit. All right, guys, we are at 134 degrees. Look at that. That looks amazing. All right, so what we're gonna do is just quickly get that thermometer out of there. Obviously, better to use gloves there, but I am excited to get my steak going. All right, a couple things here. First of all, some really good advice. Do not play with your meat, guys. Put it on the grill, let it cook, rotate it, let it cook, flip it, let it cook, rotate, let it cook. That's the only movements you'll make. Don't keep opening the lid, flipping it back and forth, back and forth. Also, the only thing that sticks into the steak is your thermometer probe one time. Don't keep sticking forks into it. Don't cut into it to check it. You lose the juices. So just leave your meat alone. All right, let's go ahead and set this up here. Now we got one last thing to do. Two last things. First of all, we want to get a sear on it. We want to kind of crust the outside just a bit. And you can't really do that on a pellet grill very effectively. You can do it on a gas grill or infrared. So what I'm going to use is this. This is the SearPro. This works with any standard propane canister, like for camping. I'm going to set that up. There we go. All right, look at that. Beautiful sear. We'll do the same thing to the other side, but while we're cooking here, we're going to do one last thing, and that is we want to mark our territory. So we're going to use this branding iron. I'm going to get a V for Vicky here. We're going to set this up. All right, we don't need to get this red hot. We want to get it where it's kind of like a almost white, grayish, kind of a grayish color. That should be about good right there. Turn that off. Go ahead and brand our steak. All right, get a look at that, Vicky. Right there, nice little brand there. These branding irons are helpful. You can get some with your initials. You can get ones that are like MRW for medium, well done, or rare, that kind of thing, but it just adds a nice little touch. All right, just need to sear the other side, and then we're gonna go inside and take a look at what we've done. Well, guys, I wish you were here, and at the very least, I wish we had smell-o-vision or something, because it just smells awesome, absolutely incredible. This is how we do dinner over at Schrodinger's Box Garage. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what we got here. For a really nice medium rare, I like 135 degrees internal temp. That's where we should be at. Just have that little bit of pink like that. All right, let's take a bite here. Oh my God. Wow. All right, the right tools help make the perfect steak. All right, guys, it's time to eat. I'm out of here.